Greetings. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and it's because I've been thinking a lot about the content and how to get the message across and probably stimulate a few more shares and stuff without being as abrasive or as offensive to some as I might have been in the past. And it's really difficult because, what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. But we had this African-American dude, an African descendant in America who ended up going to France. And he said one of the statements he made was to be aware as a black man and live in America was to be in a constant state of anger. And that's the name of this video. The title of this video will be Psychological Imprinting. I was asked why you see so many crime videos and stuff of blacks in America. And there's a reason for that. Psychologists and social workers, even intelligence agencies will tell you that people tend to get in to tussles, fights, wars, brawls a lot with the people around them, the people who they live with. So black folks live primarily around black people, so you will see a lot of black on black violence. Say likewise with white folks, and it is at actually a higher rate than the black on black violence. But that's part of the psychological imprinting. They will put it out there so frequently, so constantly, consistently, that it gets stuck in your mind that that's the only way it happens. And they will not tell you the truth. You look up crime series and channels like Investigative Discovery and these kinds of things, and you will see that there is a lot of white on white violence, but they do not get the media coverage and the exposure and stuff that blacks get, because they're trying to send a message, firstly, that blacks don't value each other's lives, so it's okay for you to kill them if you're not black. And white people are very good people. When we know historically this is not true. Michael Bradley, in his book, The Iceman Inheritance, clearly shows you how and why the white man is a very violent person. Videos like these will get taken down because they expose the truth. Because they want you to continue to be in the delusion or the illusion that we the violent ones. So anything that exposes their true nature will be considered as racist or against YouTube community rules and all this sorts of crap, and they will take your video down. There's classes, courses, and this is one of the things that I try to put out anytime I get access to any kind of social media. History books are designed to put this kind of psychological filth in your mind. So you look at the world maps, and it's been proven time and time again, the world maps that they put out there are false. So they show you the largest countries on the map are in the northern hemisphere, and the smallest countries on the map are in the southern hemisphere. The largest continents are in the northern hemisphere, and the smallest are in the southern hemisphere. So there again, they try to show you this kind of supremacy in number, where you have a minority number. We also know this is not factual. Then the history books, they will continue to tell you about white progress, things that white men have done in the past, and Darwin studies and all this other BS. When in reality, the oldest university on this planet is still in Africa. It's actually still functional. And these are constructions that were done when the white man was still coming out of the so-called dark ages. So we were building universities, institutions to study our universe, when they were still experiencing phenomena such as the Black Plague, a plague that came about from people dwelling with flea infestations. Think about that for a while. How long do you have to be dwelling in filth to be infested by fleas? And at this time, we were building pyramids. The pyramids are hundreds of thousands of years old. We were building pyramids to bury dead. So from a logical, a rational standpoint, you will realize that if these people could have been building these sophisticated structures to bury dead people, imagine where we were living. Now, they will try to deny these facts, and they will tell you, oh, the pyramids were built by spacemen, or the pyramids were built by white men. This factually is false. When the pyramids were built, the so-called white man was still an uncivilized individual. So you're trying to tell me that you left caves in the Caucasus Mountain, and these are the rugged environments in which you lived, to come and build these sophisticated structures in Africa and then go back to Europe? It makes no sense. But again, they will not teach you these things in school. They will continue with the psychological imprinting to let you believe that you are an inferior being, that you are nothing. The music industry also contributes to it. You will hear music on a regular basis of blacks talking about rolling up and doing drive-bys on an N-word, and rolling up and popping a cap in the N-word and beating up a bee, and these sorts of things where you devalue your brothers and sisters' lives. How many times do you hear rappers talk about doing these things to people who have been known historically to carry out violent acts against you? There's a famous case, Jasper, Texas. We're not talking about Rodney King the other day. Jasper, Texas. There was this guy, he was just hitching a ride, a black man just hitching a ride, and some white dudes just decided that they can tie him onto the back of a pickup truck and drag him down the road to his death. These are not things that we do. By nature, we are much more violent towards our own than we are to people who have given us every reason to be violent with him. And we need to stop promoting music and stuff that instigates, promotes, condones violence against each other, and focus our aggression at the ones responsible for our current situation. There are very few black people out there that are beneficiaries of slavery. There are very few black people. I say very few because really and truly there's none, but I'm going to give you, I'll give it a little bit of a pie that they might be. We did not enslave each other in the Western Hemisphere. So why are we so outraged and angered at ourselves? Because of the music we sing, the music we have our children sing, the music we buy, the music we purchase. We should stop buying these things that psychologically imprint ways of devaluing each other. And we need to focus our attention, our aggression, our anger on things that really have affected us as a people so that we can rise as the phoenixes we are. It's time we start to seek the truth. Review books. There's lots of books out there. Review things that show you the truth, that teach the truth. A lot of what we are being taught in schools to this day are still lies, fallacies, historical inaccuracies, Hippocrates, Darwin. All these guys learned from people who were taught by Egyptians. The Greeks were educated by Egyptians. The Greeks, after achieving our education, went on to twist it up to suit themselves. And that's what Michael Bradley also pointed out in his book, The Iceman Inheritance, that the white men are astute collectors of information. And if you consistently collect information and you hoard it, after a period of time, you can alter it to suit yourself. And once you have enough alterations and publications, you can put it back out there as though it were yours. The Bible, a lot of these things that they read, the Quran, the books that the Jews use, all of these things were scrolls, ancient Egyptian scrolls, things that they took off of the walls of pyramids. Buildings, facilities, structures that were housing dead bodies. These are messages that originally came from us. We need to know ourselves so that we can advance. And until we start to learn of ourselves, seek deep within. Anything that doesn't sit right with you, it probably ain't right for you. investigate it, seek the truth, and stop the psychological imprinting of negativity and backwardness and hatred towards yourself. Malcolm X said it. You cannot hate at the roots of a tree and love the tree. As a black man, you cannot love yourself if you do not first love Africa. And yes, there will be people tell you that Africans don't like African Americans and all this other BS. Also part of the psychological imprinting. They do it here and they do it to them there. Somebody has to break the cycle. Stop the psychological imprint of negativity towards black folks. It has to stop. And we have to start it. They won't stop. That is their nature. It is their nature to show that we are nothing, because that's the only way they can feel like they are something. We know better. Wake up, wise up, and rise up. Black lives matter.